Hey, Shawnelle here with another Sew Bit. Today, I thought we'd do something fun, although all the other stuff's fun. It's almost Christmas here, and I'm almost up to 52 of these Sew Bits. So I thought I would do something a little different and fun. I'm gonna make my husband some pajama pants for Christmas. And I thought I would time myself, see how fast I can do it, and also put it on fast speed. I've never tried that on my editing program. I'm gonna speed it up, see, and show you how I did it. But this is the fabric I bought a couple months ago. Well, maybe just a month ago. It feels like it's been sitting here for a while. We were just in Florida, and these are, I thought this would be so cute for a Christmas present for him. So he'll probably figure this, I'm going to post this earlier, so he'll probably know what his Christmas present is, but or one of them. I'll roll them up real tight, put them in a stocking, be like a stocking stuffer, pair of PJ pants. But it's got flamingos with Santa hats on it, so it's really cute. I did not pre-wash this because I forgot, and I'm finding these cottons aren't shrinking that much, and if it does a little bit, the last pair of shorts I made them were too big and I had to take them all in, so it's actually be good if it shrinks a little bit. How you want to start with PJ pants is, if it's a secret, measure the pants. If it's for your husband, put him in the closet and put him in the closet and steal his wallet. No, but never mind. Measure his waistbands, what they are, and then also the inseam. So it's the crotch seam to the end of it. Make sure they're pants that he wears. And then you'll be able to compare them to your pattern piece. And always look at the back of the measurements. I have a whole sew bit on this to make sure you get the right size patterns. They don't mess around with the men's patterns as much, but just look, like measure the waistband of a pair of jeans he has. And then my husband's like 6'3", 6'4", so I'm going to actually have to add about 5 inches to the end of this, because I want to just make sure. I'm going to do a big hem, like a 2-inch hem, make sure that there are enough in there. And there is a really easy pattern out there that has no side seams. It's just one big piece. Really simple, a little harder to cut because you have to open up the fabric all the way and get it all laid out right. But you can't add pockets because there's no side seam. So I'm going to go with the traditional pattern. I'm using this one. I've probably had this forever, but they have tons of these patterns in the catalogs. So I don't know if this is an older one or not. It's McCall's 4244, and I've made these pants, I made shorts actually a few times. I don't think I've ever made them pants. And I know the one back, like he has no butt, so I had taken in the back a little bit. I'll show you the pattern. Let me see. Right here. This is the pattern, and I folded in a lot actually, because last time I made him a pair of shorts, I tucked it all in, and it's about 3 inches tucked in, and I just folded it long ways this way to get some of that fabric out of the tush. And he does he's probably, I make them on the big side, but they're pajama pants. Want them big, roomy, and I'm going to let them shrink. So I'm going to get to this. I'm going to cut it out and sew it real fast and see how long it takes. Okay, be right back. Okay, got it pinned. Now I'm cutting. Ha-ha. Got my big shears out. I bought some new gingers. I have to get used to using these. I have a pair of shears that are just as big as these, but these do have a little different, how do you say, feel to them. The grip is different. The blade is a little bit, the tip is sharper. It kind of feels a little different. I'm going to actually add a 1/2 inch to this part also. And I'm cutting. Okay, all cut out. Clipped my notches. Unpin the pattern pieces. Move them to the sides. And I know which one my back is. I put my little clips on my back hem right here, because then I'll know which side is the back. And now I got to add the pockets. So the back, I got my pockets ready to sew on. I put the printed side on the back pieces, because when it rolls under here, you can see the print, and the white one you don't see it because it's on the top. So I put the white ones on my top. I'm just going to go and sew 1/4 of an inch on all 4 of these. There's 2 backs, 2 fronts, and then I'm going to overlock that edge, and then I believe I do the inseams. Okay, got the pockets stitched on. They look great. Overlocked seam pressed towards the pocket, and with the, I know these are my 2 backs because my white pocket is on the front. So now what I got to do is turn this right side together on this one, and this other piece right sides together on this other one at the inseams. And I'm just going to stitch straight down there. I always pin. I know a lot of people don't, but it really helps in the long run, because then you don't end up with 2 layers missing each other. If you actually pin it, you sew it, you'll know when one starts to slip off, and you can correct it as you're going. If you don't, you just keep on going, and you have one side longer than the other. All right, 2 inseams, I'm gonna go sew these. Okay, my inseam is sewn, overlocked it, pressed the seam towards the front. I love having this white pocket here. I know which one's the front. Now I'm gonna sew this crotch seam here, so I'm gonna put the other one on top of that one. This is the easy pan. I'm gonna pin this, let's see, towards, I'm gonna put my crotch seams there, and then match up the center back seam here. There's notches in there somewhere. Yep, my 2 double notches. Double notches mean the back. Not in all cases, but most of the time. Make sure these match up. Pin the front. I always start from, I pin many different ways, but I pin that part to make sure all this lines up, especially when there's a curve going on. You got a curve and then a straight grain. And watch that your notches match up. And now, that's the crotch seam. I'm just going to go sew that. I also pinned in the direction I'm going to pull out, so it's really fluid and I don't stab myself. All right, be right back. Okay, I got the crotch seam sewn right here, all the way around. Pressed my seam open, or seam not open, but I pressed it to one side continuously that way, so it's nice and smooth. Then I have to line up the pockets. I got to sew the side seams, and I'm going to pin right there. I'm going to estimate go down about 2 inches right here and stop. So I'll do 5/8 stop right there, and then I can pick up the pocket bag up here, pin right there, and go around this way, and then up to about 2 inches there. I also want to make sure these 2 seams are close together. All this lays smooth, matches up. Just put a pin in there to hold it. And then what happens here is you sew like 5/8 around here, and you come up here. In the pattern there was probably a circle there that I didn't mark. I do these so many times. So up here, and then come down, and then start back down this way to 5/8 to the leg, or sew the whole leg. And also want to pin down here, make sure these ends, the hems end up right here. And just pin that all the way to make sure they match up. Some people don't pin, and I don't know how they do that. I've been sewing for a long time, and I still pin. You can also see how fast I pin too, because I'm just really used to it. If you don't pin, a lot of times the ends just don't match up, and then you have one side longer than the other. So I'm just gonna go and sew 5/8 right here, stop right there, reverse, because I'm gonna leave room between these two pins for the hand to come in here. And that's the pocket bag right there. Then I'll come back here, sew here, up, and then straight down the whole leg. Both sides. Be right back. Okay, got these all stitched together. They look huge. Has to be roomy. So the pockets got stitched all around. I overlocked it, and I cut it, little clip up in there, and then overlocked it. Probably gonna go in there with a zigzag stitch and get a little closer to it. It helps it, the pocket roll over. So I'm gonna turn this all inside out. And then it's only been about 40 minutes. It took me about 15 minutes to cut it and another half hour to throw these all together. I've made millions of these, so I know I don't even have to read the directions. But here's the pants. Ta-da! And here I know which one's the front, because the pocket bag white will be on the front. Now I got to mark down 2 inches on the whole waistband, roll it down. I overlock that too. I think I'm just going to roll it down and stitch it and leave the, I don't know, I usually always tuck this down so that it's kind of like this. Put the elastic in. I'll go ahead and do that. So now I got to do the pressing, 2 inches down, press the other one 1/2 inch up, so that it's like the little casing. Throw in some elastic. I'm gonna have to guess on the elastic. Didn't think about that. Or I could measure his pants when I get home, because I didn't measure them. Or just kind of guess. I could just guess. But then I want to stitch it all down, and if it's not right, so I might do this part and come back tomorrow and finish these. I think I'm going to do that just to make sure before I put the elastic in. All right, I'm going to do that part. I'll see you in a little while. I'm going to do this waistband. I'm just going to mark, this whole ruler is 2 inches. I'm going to mark 2 inches down. I measured the waist fold when I was cutting the pattern out, and it was right about 2 inches. I have the pattern here. Right here it says waist, and it's about 1 3/4, but I added a little bit extra. So that's how I know it's 2 inches. Do both sides. A lot of my students always ask me, do I do both sides? And I say, what do you think? Why wouldn't it be both sides? I don't know. Sure there's, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna take this, press it down. All right, got that all pinned. Got it, my first crease here, nice strong crease, then the 1/2 inch rolled over here. I'm gonna stitch where my pins are. I'm gonna stitch close to the edge so I can fit this width elastic in here. I think this is about 1 1/4 inches wide. And it's like a pajama elastic I found in my stash. I don't know if it's old, it might break down in a while, but it's still got a good stretch to it, because elastic will get old. All right, I'm gonna go stitch that. And then I'm gonna go home and measure his waist. I told you. Okay, got that stitched down. I've decided to guess. Actually, I remembered his waist is about 40, so I just kind of stretched this to 40 inches, took one end and stitched it to the 40. And I think I might be and pretty close, I guess. Then I left an opening here, and I put safety pins on both ends, and I just draw it through right here. And then I want to stitch it down, the elastic down, but if I use a basting stitch and it's not exactly right, if it's too loose or so, I can get it out pretty easily. And make sure this doesn't twist while I'm going. And when I stitch it down also, make sure it won't twist. I pull it through here. They always get hung up in the where the seams are at because this safety pin gets stuck under there. Yeah, this elastic likes to fold. It's not a non-roll. The non-roll elastics are nice, but they're so thick. Make sure this doesn't twist. My husband probably watched the making of his pants here. That'll be funny. And a hem, I think I'm going to guess on that too. I'm going to guess a 34 inseam. Here's that joint wants to, there it goes. Draw this through. All right, I won't bore you with this. I'll stitch this together and then show you how to stitch this elastic down. Okay, you got the elastic in. Gotta stitch the opening closed. One little there. And clip all my threads off. Like that. Oh, I hate when there's strings all over the place. Okay, now I'm going to put this on basting stitch, the longest stitch. I'm going to make sure this is really stretched out even, not twisted. Right here. Take this tray off. I'm going to start. I like to start in the center back. Which one is the back? I'm going to have to put a label on here. That way you can tell the pockets are in the front. I'm just going to start back here. I'm just going to stretch. You can sew it right through elastic. So I'm just going to stretch it and use the basting stitch in case I got to pull this out. Stitch right through. And pull as I go. I'm gently pulling it in the back too to make sure it goes fast. I want a really long stitch. All the way through. Quick reverse stitch. Clip my threads. And it looks more professional that way. And then the elastic doesn't roll through. There are the pants. The elastic one. I have a label somewhere. I gotta find it. So now all I have to do is hem it. Okay, I measured it. I'm guessing I gotta take off about 4 inches, which is a lot. Seems like a lot, huh? So I'm gonna measure. I'm gonna put it on the cutting board here. Got both sides matched up, and then just count 4 inches right here to here. Easy way to do it. Both sides. Right there. I'm going to cut off about 1 inch because usually I leave 2 inches, but I'm just going to make it a little bit wider hem. If you have too much fabric up there, it's harder to press and roll up. And I have a sew bit video all on quick, easy pant hems. So you could, I don't remember what number it is. It's probably in the 40s, I think. Yeah, wasn't too long ago. Okay, so 4. These are those friction pens, so those will come right off. I'll cut off 1 inch here. You use these cutting boards. You don't really have to measure so much. Okay, now I'm going to press this part. Actually, I'm going to turn this inside out. Press on the mark right there. Like that. And then I like to do what I'm the 50-50, so that mark is there. Then I'm going to turn this so that it meets the crease and fold it here, and then that will be my stitch line. It's a pretty wide hem. That should work out. Huh. Yeah, I'll have to stitch it down there a little bit. Okay, to the ironing board. Well, my pants are done. That was quick and easy. Got a nice little hem in there. I hope they're right. Being 6'3", it's sometimes hard to get pants that are long enough, so I'd probably appreciate it if they're too long. It'll be okay. I just hope I got the waist right here. I don't know. They look big. But they're supposed to be kind of big, right? Pajama pants. Anyway, this probably took me maybe an hour, maybe cutting, hour and 15 minutes. Not bad. That was actually faster than I thought it was going to be. So, wow. Quick and easy. Christmas present. I love it. And fun to wear. But I don't think I can wait till Christmas to give it to him because they have a short shelf life because they're Christmas. But he'll probably wear them all year long, actually, come to think of it. So if you know anybody in Florida or Hawaii, it's a great print. Make some PJ pants for Christmas. So make some pants. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe. And we are almost up to a whole year of weekly videos. I've been doing Sew Bits for about a year because there's 52 weeks in a year, right? Yep, 52. Keep sewing. And there's a lot of fun gifts to make out there. When you can sew, you can make all the creative gifts that everybody loves to get. So I'll see you in the next Sew Bit.